Lilters.
So, it is a rainy day outside. It is getting colder by the minute. The high was this morning at 6 o'clock, and it's just getting colder, which I'm here for. But today was a perfect day to do something that we've been needing to do for a while. I'm going to talk about what I use for communications on our crew. I prefer the Protos helmet. There's a lot of other good ones like Cask, and that's the only other one I know. But the thing I like about these is that the earmuffs are inside the helmet, because a lot of the other ones you can fold them out of the way, but they become a snag point. This one, it's inside the helmet. You can pop them out. Most of y'all watching this probably have heard of these at some point or another anyway. But this is go on pretty good. That lever on the back. I don't use the strap. It's probably recommended to, but all it does is get in the way. I've got a beard. Half the crew's got facial hair, so all it does is pull your beard out. But when it's on, you can actually get some glasses that go on here, and like some safety glasses, and they fold down out from inside, so you can't see them from the outside of the helmet, but they pop in. That way you don't have to have anything sitting on your face. And face shield, honestly, this is probably the biggest reason why I use this helmet, because the full face shield keeps big chunks of sawdust out. When we're doing stump grinding, I mean, those big chunks have hit it before and bounced off. Yes, you got safety glasses on, and they protect your eyes, but it's still not cool to get hit in the cheek with like a quarter size piece of stump coming flying at you. So that and the fold away muffs, if you are running a saw or something, you just got both of them closed to eliminate all noise, even without comms. Or if you gotta have one ear open, you're trying to hear a little bit what's going on around you. That's also a good point with these. And with us specifically, we run comms, so I like the idea of having one muff that is on your ear, so I can communicate. I can hear whoever it is that I'm talking to, or that's talking to me, and I can also hear what's going on around me. So that's why I like this helmet. But as far as communication goes, I've used several different ones. I've used the Senna, and it was okay. I didn't like the fact that it stayed attached to the helmet forever and always, and to charge it, I had to bring the helmet to a charging station or have a cord long enough to where it'll sit in a good position. Then Protos or Pfanner, however you want to say it, whoever the actual parent company is, they have earmuffs that it's one side. You can pop them out pretty easy. I mean, here, I'll just demonstrate. It's that easy. You just turn them at 90 degree, and then they stay attached pretty well. Haven't really had any trouble knocking them off, but it's all inclusive. So it's got a mic that sticks out right here. It's got all your buttons and everything, and all you need to do is just pop it out. I like that because I can pop the whole thing out, have a charging station either in the truck or in the house, and you don't have to bring the whole stinky helmet in. That was okay, but when we run a crew of 3, they usually work pretty good. Got no complaints. 4, sometimes we'd have problems with one headset disconnecting, and it was starting to push its limits. And 5 was pretty much not going to happen. For a smaller crew, first starting out, probably a good way to start, get a feel for it. The really good thing about that is it's just pop it in. You don't have to wire anything in. It's super simple, super easy. They're not cheap. They're like $600 a piece, like for one comm piece. These helmets are like $350, and you're talking $1,000 per setup. The final step that I've landed on for now, I'm sure it might change in the future, is this Cardo Packtalk Edge. Now they've got the different ones, and I mean, all it is just your motorcycle group riding communication system. I like this one the most so far. It can pair up to 15 people pretty seamlessly. This is the 4th helmet in our setup, and I've been needing to pair it, and we said let's make a video. So we're going to do an unboxing of what comes in this. These aren't cheap either. This one is 360 bucks for just one, but that's still almost half price of the Protos one. If you buy these in a set, I bought 2 for the other ones, and there's a discount. It might be like 10 or 15% discount if you buy the 2-pack. But that being said, we're gonna hop into this. That's a slots. I also look like I almost broke now. So to mount these up, you need 1 Protos helmet for every 1 Packtalk Edge. Some tools. It's kind of minimal on what you need. I use a Dremel because you got to cut out a little hole for the wires for the speakers on your ear. But other than that, I use a drill, and I'll get that here in a second, to make 2 little holes to zip tie that mic, because it does come with Velcro padding, and then it sticks on there, and it's supposed to hold, but it's a dirty environment. It doesn't hold. Heck, it barely holds with zip ties. So what we just do is make like 2 stitches basically and zip tie it to that. So let's get to unboxing. Alright, so let's start by unboxing this thing. Actually, don't even need a knife. Just thought I did, but pretty good packaging. So in that price point at $359.96, $59.96 of it is in the packaging. So there's that. Put this aside with all my mess, and let's see. Oh yeah, here I am trying to slide it out. Opens up. There is your product. This is your main brain. This is what communicates. It's got the Bluetooth and everything in there. I like how this one of my favorite things about this specific system is that this pops off of the helmet, and you'll see here in a second. To charge it, it's USB-C charging right behind here. You don't have to bring the whole helmet in. You got your stuff that no one ever follows, I'm sure. Safety and compliance. Yeah, I comply. Stickers. Need another one. Never too many stickers. That goes there. To your accessories. There's a lot of options in here. A lot of mounting options. Speaker there. There is your mic. Here's your mounting options. Other mounting options. So let's set this aside. Something to look into. If you want to use this, check out your local motorcycle accessory store, because the one here locally, I think for another 20 bucks you get a replacement plan. So I actually had one of these break because it was like the first day me using them. I wasn't used to this thing being so small. I'm used to it being on the helmet, and this fell out of my pocket, and I drove over it with the truck, so it cracked it, broke it. So had I had that warranty, I'd have been able to bring it in, and not even a deductible. They'll just replace it for you. You got your charging cable, USB-C, which is nice. Everything is USB-C nowadays. Here is what I use. We'll start right here. So this one is... I like to bag up what I'm not going to use, but currently, let's do this. This is for sure going to be used because this is your docking hub. This gets mounted onto the back of your helmet either by a sticker like this that I'm pretty sure it's 3M. I'm sure it holds on pretty good, but we got a lot of sawdust. It's heat, sawdust, a lot of elements, so I don't think this will hold up as good. I personally use the clip that goes on the helmet. You just slide it on. Alright, so now that is clipped in. That's what's going to go on the back side of your helmet, and that's how it goes on. Not coming off. The only way to get it off is this little detent here. Press it down and then slide it forward. and that's it. So on, and it's easier to do when it's on the helmet because you're not trying to, but press down with your pointer finger, slide forward. Anyway, enough of that. Here's your hookups for the this one's for the speaker, this one's for the microphone. There's also 2 different types of speakers you could use. So do this. I'm gonna take this apart because I gotta work on this anyhow. There's left, there's right. I've seen some people mount this speaker right here, and I mean, I wouldn't throw this away. I might try it later, but I don't know how good this is gonna, because these are meant for your full face, like motorcycle riding helmets. So it'd be set right here inside of that style helmet, like right here. That'll go right up there. But being this one, what it is, you need the boom mic. Pop this off. Need that. I like having this thing sticking down and dangling in front of our face like this, and then you can tuck it away pretty easy. So that's the way I set it up. Okay, now to pop these off, I just use that as a little leverage point. Pop that off, pop this out, and same thing here. So with these, that little foamy piece goes to the front, or the thicker foam piece. So there's your little front thing, your letters set up there. So let's pop that out. Now you are ready. Lord have mercy. Nope, not that one. We're going to use these. Just put them inside, and then your speakers go to that. Make sure you get it clean because you don't want this stuff coming apart. And while that airs out, I'm gonna go ahead and clean the interior because that's where the mic's gonna go. So you want as clean a surface as possible. Okay. All we're doing is putting the loop side of the Velcro on here. The hook side is on the backs of the speakers. Dang, that happened really easy. Normally I'm sitting there fiddling, having to get the knife to unstick that. This is your left. The way you think of it is that points to the front. So there's your left muff, and there's your right muff. And if you look at it, they're actually identical. So you can do this with them, and they're the same as long as that points to the front. This right here is about to get messy. Let me back it up over here. If you look at this thing, that ring right inside of here, that lip is where this clips into. So you need to make sure you go past that. Your wire is not that thick, so you want to go on the top side of it, go past that so your wires have a good place to sit. Now let me do it from this side. So with this right here, you can see that if you set this in here, that tucks away and that leaves that line just right. Now, what I like to do is get some hot glue and seal that up. Even though these are technically waterproof, we sweat and a bunch of other stuff, so I can keep debris out of it. That's why I do that. On a side note, I'm not sponsored by them or anything. It'd be a lot cooler if I was, but this Leatherman right here has been the most versatile multi-tool that I've ever used. Like, I've carried multi-tools before, and they were usually so big and bulky, and I didn't use half the crap that was on them anyway. But this one is, I can access the knife super easy, which is huge plus. Then pliers are actually useful. They're not too big. They're just the right size, and it doesn't have too much by way of multi-tool. It's got the different pliers that not pliers, screwdrivers that you can swap out. Totally a side note, has nothing to do with this, but closes up pretty good. It's got the pocket clip. It's also got a bottle opener here, which that's honestly the first useful thing that I found. And I don't have to crowd up my pockets. I can have it dangling outside on my belt. So that was a good purchase. Also have to prep a spot for a mic, which I think I put right here on the other one. Oh, hot glue's leaking. Yeah, so I put the cardboard there. It don't matter too much because I end up zip tying it into position anyway, but man, I've been on fire with these today. Just pluck them right off. There it is. It's hiding. The arrow is where, I guess, speech part is. You want your voice going to this arrow, which works out because with this being mounted up right here, points up at your face. Now, I will say, when these are on, you need to speak loud and clear into it, because if you try to murmur or you're real quiet, it doesn't pick up. Like, so you can't whisper, you got to say it with your chest. So sometimes we get a little quiet and then the rest of the crew's like, what? Now, here is the fun part, routing all of this through. And I'm gonna have to get some zip ties here in a second. Take some finagling. You want to be careful not to roughhouse this too much, because while they are pretty durable, you can probably rip out the speaker wire out of the speaker, and then it's no good. I fish that through, pop that in, put that there. That just kind of goes around it. Pop these back on. Ah, nice. As you can see there, it leaves just enough room, but I don't want it to get any dirt or anything like that in there, so carefully, without putting the super hot tip on the wire, tiniest little dab, move the wire over to one side, and I just let that sit. Sets up pretty good. Not the prettiest looking job, but hey, you get to hear stuff. Kind of limits your workspace when you try to do everything on the helmet. I know of at least 2 companies that if you pay the right price, they will do this for you. And who knows, I may start offering that service. If you want me to build this for you, leave a comment or let me know some way. We could probably work something out. This is pretty expensive stuff. I know I was nervous about doing this by myself and then messing up this $300-400 comm system. Okay, well, that one's done. We can unplug that. So I route my wires to the inside. If I was to route it to the outside, it's more likely to get pinched. There's your front pointing to the front of the helmet. I'll leave enough slack to where you can move these muffs back and forth. Number next, this thing goes on the back of the helmet. Now, it probably wouldn't hurt to find some other kind of way to secure it other than just clipping it on, because this can still get knocked off, but it is on there. It's got some anti-slip stuff on it, so it holds on pretty good. So right here, this connection is good enough, but if you really wanted to go the extra mile, I'm not currently because I don't have the electrical tape, but it wouldn't hurt to put some tape or something around this to keep it from popping loose. Not that it's that much of a problem. It doesn't really do that, but it's just another preventative measure from the mic to just pop out. And I'm about to grab my drill, try to find a better way of securing this to keep this from moving around so much. And then I gotta get some zip ties and all this extra cordage here dangling, get it squared away and buttoned up nice. All right, this is my least favorite part, having to drill all this stuff in. I'm also got a crowded workspace that I'm gonna have to clean up, but I need a small hole right here. I have to vacuum this place out here in a second. I might have to add this onto the other mics. Let's see. So you can pop this loose. Might need a tab of some sort, but pop this loose to make this part a little bit easier. Hey, look, I did it. This part is a little trickier than I want it to be, but basically I drilled 4 holes to be able to run a zip tie through here that will hold. It's just some extra insurance of holding the mic in position. And I'm sure some of y'all safety officers out there like, you're drilling holes in a new helmet, it makes it weaker. Shut up. Do yourself and everyone else a favor, shut up. A little hole right there is not gonna just, as a whole, wreck the functionality of this helmet. So stop talking. But yeah, on the outside, it just looks like a little stitch. Kind of even a cool design. Snip that one, that one. So the mic is on. You can move it out of the way. We can now pop the visor. By the way, these little holes right here, that's where your glasses would mount. And that leaves one last thing to do, and that's tuck all of these wires into a single point. Again, just finger pushes down. You can push from the back. I just push down, pull forward, and then it pops back on. So that's what works for us. I'm sure there's other people with different setups, but this has been the easiest, most convenient for me. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you want this to, if you want a setup like this, I can maybe hook you up. Or if you're brave enough, tackle it after watching this video. And I'm talking to 2 cameras now.
It's amazing. You are 100% wrong.
This is up to the editor now to make this make sense.